Oh, welcome to News Strip Down, you guys. Today, Friday the 13th. This is our second one this year. We got one more happening here. I believe it's in November. So we still have one more Friday the 13th to deal with, but let's see how this turns out today. I think everyone, if you're superstitious or whatnot, don't worry about it. It's just a day. So today, yeah, March 13th, 2026. It's minus 12 degrees Celsius. That's 10 degrees Fahrenheit to you guys down in the States, to you Yanks there. But into some Canadian Rome news here. Blood Family Mafia ice pick Trammell. If you guys haven't been following the drama that's been happening in Quebec province here in Canada, there's been a feud that's been kind of been running between the mafia, the Rizzuto mob, and the Hells Angels. Uh, and the Rizzuto mob using ice picks, Blood Family Mafia gang as a kind of a puppet club to do their bidding. Uh, yeah, he is finally getting extradited from Rome to Canada. And by the looks of it, he's facing a lot more charges. By the time he gets back here, I'd like to see what the sentencing is going to be and if there is a fair and due trial, due to the fact that in Quebec, if you don't have unjust time to produce a proper court date or court proceedings, you can veto those cases. There's a lot of mob people who have taken advantage of this. Some 81s, Hells Angels, have taken advantage of this too. So, as long as they keep putting more charges against Ice Pick Trammell before he comes into Canada, I think that yeah, he's going to get prosecuted. But here in Canada, the life sentence is only 25 years, and he's still a very young guy. But and it's still gonna have a major influence in the underworld of Quebec as a whole. And then some Canada US news. Now that oil prices are skyrocketing through the roof right now, there's been talk of the Trans Canada or the Keystone Pipeline being up and running again here. Well, actually, it's not quite running. It's almost this done. This much done. So yeah, in 2008, it was a proposed project that was supposed to carry 830,000 barrels of oil per day to refineries down by to U.S. refineries. Uh, to, 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 Sorry. Oh man, I totally just messed up my train of thought. I'm so sorry, you guys. Okay, so the Keystone pipeline that was supposed to be going from Alberta down into the U.S. Gulf Coast was potentially signed during the Oh, sorry, it was signed in 2012, but the Obama administration struck it down on environmental grounds. And then President Trump, in his first term in office, allowed this project to keep going again. And then we had Biden coming into place, canceling the project once again, with only this much of the pipeline actually being completed. But now, with the price of oil going up through the roof and stuff, now all of a sudden, this is happening. Now, talks like this should have been done a long time ago. And I'm surprised Trump didn't agree with in the first place when he came back into office, considering that, he did approve of it the first time when he was in office. But yeah, here, let's just be a bunch of sheep and forget about what the 1.3 billion dollars that Alberta taxpayers had to pay for this pipeline. And where's that 1.3 billion dollars? Poof, in the wind. Like yeah, it mind my pun, it ended up being a pipe dream. So yeah, it's good to see that there's talks about actually finishing this pipeline. Yes, there is residuals that are coming down using this pipeline as well, going into northern states. But the pipeline in full completion is not finished. Oh, wow. And yeah, over to the UK and the EU here. Yeah, they're sitting here having some talks right now over the former release, former swap over from the UK and the EU and that Brexit deal here. Uh, and then swapping back to, UK currency, the British pound, instead of using the euro. So there's a lot of talks happening between the EU and Britain right now on just kind of figure out like how are small businesses going to have to deal with the pricing and stuff like when it comes to trade. Um, I kind of see similar kind of deals of what Carney's kind of doing right now, but with the problems that the EU and the UK are having right now, and especially like the UK's focus right now on what's happening in Northern Ireland with some of their trade agreements. Yeah, it's making it's a multifaceted thing that's still ongoing right now. And once I have more information about some of these trade talks, like we'll see what happens. But like the United Kingdom is like trying it, depending on what you guys are hearing, it sounds like the UK is trying to bump up the value of their British pound, but that's not the case right now. And this is because of their exit from, they're kind of starting their own little block right now, and then they need other nations alongside with them to kind of compete with the dollar. I don't know if that makes any sense to you guys, but it's kind of bolstering their money, but it comes down to more things than just what the British pound is worth. And when it comes down to economy and trade, is what it really comes down to. And then over to Canada, US here. As the US tariffs on electric vehicles is at 100%, Trump is Trump says it's important to like to protect the auto industry in the United States, and really, it's kind of really not doing much to protect the auto industry. And meanwhile, Mark Carney, Prime Minister of Canada, is only charging 6.1% of tariffs on Chinese EVs. And you got to realize there aren't just Chinese-made EVs. There's Teslas, there's Volvos, and there's Pulsars are also produced in China. Tesla has moved their Tesla Y plant to Germany due to the fact of the tariffs and then avoiding tariffs. But you guys got to remember that when I say Chinese EVs, they are domestic and European versions, just manufactured in in China. So you guys, when you say Chinese EVs, don't get it all in a big bubble here, okay? Like, don't get out of control here. So, like, just think about that too. And then, yeah, the prospected numbers of the 49,000 electric vehicles that are going to be allowed into Canada, I could see this number getting a little bit higher due to the fact that was it Lotus? Lotus is going to be premiering their new electric hybrid vehicle that they have right now, and they have a major stake in Canada. I don't know the percentages on how many vehicles that they're going to be bringing out of that 49,000, but I expect these Canadian numbers to actually expand more than 49,000, whether you guys like it or not. And like I said, it's not just Chinese EVs. There's other manufacturers that are using China as a hub or as a manufacturing outlet to produce these vehicles. So it's not, guys, be careful where you say when you complain about electric vehicles from China. And then, yeah, Carney's in Norway right now, having talks with Jonas and Germany leaders, discussing possibly some trade talks, some cooperation here. There's a lot of talk right now between Norway and Germany and Canada in like military infrastructure and things like that. And Germany is also still in bidding for the 12 submarines that are supposed to be built for Canada. But with British now, now just as of was it Wednesday, British. British company actually has some major ties to this. What is it? The Huawei Ocean company. So Germany, Britain. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna 6-7 this. It's still up. Like I thought this deal was done. I thought it was set in stone for this sub deal for Canada, but Germany and Britain and North Korea, or sorry, South Korea are still really heavily invested in this project. Yeah, so yeah, let's see what happens here because it's really what I think is happening right now. It's just a bidding war between countries. And to tell you the truth, I think Germany, especially with Norway backing their submarine program, I think like Norway and Germany, we probably have a better view together. I think that's probably going to be the better relationship. And then instead of way over there to South Korea, and then even still, we're not we're going to have to contribute quite a bit just for manufacturing of these subs over there, which is a deal's already signed on contribution on parts manufactured here in Canada that are going to go to the subs in South Korea. But we'll see what happens. Like I said, it's still out there in the air. I don't know. Just sound bites, all sound bites. And then, yeah, I was talking about Hungarian authorities withholding cash and gold bars from Ukraine there as two of their vehicles carrying roughly $78 million in currency. Was it $35 million in euros, $40 million in US currency, and then was it 1.9 kilograms of gold bars, estimated value at $1.5 million USD. Hungarian authorities are like, hey, you know what, Ukraine, you can have your armored cars back. We're keeping the cash. And like I said, like Hungary's like, Ukraine's sitting there, hey, you're just stealing money from us, blah blah blah. This is like diplomatic money. We need this to fund the war machine. Well, the way this is coming out right now, and then the way that Ukraine's been hiding this money without using proper documentation or proper paperwork, yeah, I could see Hungary right now really keep the money because obviously Ukraine's doing something pretty shady with that, possible money laundering, or just feeding their own pockets while the war machine's going on. And that's just what I see at the end of the day. So I don't know. You guys tell me. And then over to Africa, Mali. Yeah, the third largest gold producer. And Mali's government has created a special law enforcement units to crack down on illegal mining of local and foreign operators. Uh, Probably due to some probably due to the fact that other countries right now are now dealing deals where other countries weren't making deals previously together. Like for instance, India right now, and now some of these African countries are starting to realize the value of their minerals and other products that they can provide instead of being sitting there, pushed to the corner, making them think that their product's worth nothing or worth a certain dollar. So this is crazy that's happening right now that other countries around the world, especially Africa, very poor country, let's stop taking advantage of them. And hopefully they are realizing now that a lot of countries have been taking advantage of them. So good for Africa. Shout out. Yeah, you're worth way more than that. Don't let the other countries sucker you out of your funds. And then build the people strong again. And then yeah, major over the USA there down in what is that? Las Cruces, New Mexico. Major General William McCaslin still missing. It's almost been 2 weeks now that he has been missing, and like I had said, he left his phone and watch at home. So there is some theories that he could have possibly had like some secret meeting, blah blah blah. But really, what's cracking all this up right now is the Trump's talks of release on UFO and UAP information. And this guy, this is the guy you want to talk to. You know what I mean? And this is why it's actually pretty big and pretty significant. Not only the fact that where he had worked was at Wright Pearson Air Force Base. Yeah, UFO technology up the wazoo there. You know, they're testing aircraft and projects there that you guys couldn't even imagine. But he has been retired for 10 years. So even some of this knowledge, even if he was kidnapped, kind of just doesn't make sense. Like that's old news. It's old news. And this is why I do the news Monday to Friday every day, because I don't want old news. So he's still missing. But yeah, if you guys have any information or any knowledge of what happened to William McCaslin there, yeah, please call the FBI or the Las Cruces Police Department. And then over here to Canada, here we don't hear very much about stuff like this, but finally, Northern Canada is starting to speak up right now, but not in what you think it's going to be about. So Nunavut voters are divided right now out of Itlups. What's her first name? Sorry, last name is Itlup. It's an Inuit name. And her decision to leave from the NDP party to the Liberal Party. And I was talking about this yesterday where Mark Carney posted up for 3 by-elections so he could stabilize his spot, well, his party's spot at the Senate. So they'd have the majority vote, because right now it's a tied vote. So that would give him extra seats and I wouldn't say more power, but more ways to be able to expand what his views are. But a lot of people in Nunavut right now are kind of pissed off at Itzlup's decision to change. So there's a lot of people, like on one side, the 6 side, are saying, hey, we voted for a party. And then you have the 7 side that's saying, hey, we voted for the person. And that's what we feel is important, because with her switching to the Liberal Party, maybe we can actually have our voices heard, especially in the Northern Territory, where we've been kind of just left in the background and forgot about. So to the people out there that are saying that you voted for the party, don't worry about it. Mind your P's and Q's. I trust what she's going to do is the right thing. And for her to change to a party like that, she obviously has better reasons for that. And not only that, now that she has like ties with the Liberal Party, maybe she'll actually get to sit down with Prime Minister Mark Carney and actually have a voice for the Northern people. So for anyone who's like complaining about what's happening with Inlup and her change over to the Liberal Party, I say leave her alone. Mind your P's and Q's and wait and see what happens. And then down to, I don't like talking about stuff like this, but as of March 11th, this conflict that's happening with the U.S. and Iran right now has cost the U.S. taxpayers around $11.6 billion. This prospective budget is supposed to rise. They're thinking around $50 billion. But what's happening in those 6 days right now, and projected to be maybe a month-long program, maybe what do you say, 5 to 6 weeks? Well, those numbers just don't add up. Like, you times that number by 5, times that number by 6 here, and we'll see, because the $50 million budget in the first 6 days, doesn't make any sense. Like, somebody's doing their math wrong. Oh yeah, and if you guys haven't heard, blah blah blah, apparently the Iranians leader there got gravely wounded, blah blah blah. Actually, I did just get 100% confirmation on this right now. Wow, he didn't last long. Wow, when Trump said he was going to get rid, it even said that. I wish I'm going to go back and find the sound bites where Trump's like, hell, the new Iranian leader, the new Ayatollah, he ain't going to last long. And yeah, sure as shit, he didn't last long. Well, apparently he's pretty messed up. I don't know if like his legs are missing or what, disfigured. I don't know. But the word that keeps coming up, he's extremely disfigured, but alive. I don't know. I don't know what these sound bites mean. Oh, but see how I get into the nonsense there? I don't like talking about stuff like that, you guys. I just want regular news, like actual stuff that's going to affect us, like global trade markets that we should be doing right now. And I really feel bad for you guys down in the States right now. You guys are getting left with breadcrumbs, with the countries around the world right now making deals that they never had before or never even thought to make deals with certain countries before. They're making some major contributions here, like that Africa thing with this new bylaw and new security force to really crack down on illegal mining. Great for them. They're starting to see the value of their money. Why? I think because of this global market trade here. Other countries are starting to look to other countries, not ever thinking of them before. So great what's happening, but I feel really bad for you guys in the States right now. I feel like you guys are just being left with crumbs. Crumbs are just oil. You know, oil's not the whole world, you know. There's a lot of other precious minerals out there besides, you know, oil. But if you guys like the news like this, I'm here Monday to Friday. Thank God I don't have to do a show this weekend. I'm burnt out from writing news, you guys. It's a lot of work for me. It's a lot of burning a hole in my head trying to weasel out the nonsense and things like that. It puts a toll on me too. Like, this is why I do the news in 30 minutes or less. Why? Because anything longer than that's just BS. So yeah, this is why I do this stuff for you guys. So now you guys, you can watch this and then just go stare at the wall. And then you don't have to sit there and worry about if the sky is falling. So hit the like button, subscribe. I'm here Monday to Friday, 4 to 4:30 p.m. Central Time. I'm over in Canada, and if you guys like the news, yeah, please, or share with your friends too. Like if you have friends that say they don't watch the news, what? Share it. Share it for sure, or even just hit the share button. That really helps a lot too. You don't have to share it with anybody, just click it, save it, and that helps out a lot too. Oh, so let's leave on things that happened today, March 13th, 1781. William Herschel sees what he thinks was a comet when it actually turned out to be the planet Uranus. Yeah, interesting. And not only that, this gets weirder. This gets really weird. In March 13th, 1877, Chester Greenwood patented the earmuffs after inventing them at the age of 15. Wow, earmuffs had to be invented? You mean people were doing this the whole time? Somebody had to create earmuffs for this? Sorry. And then March 13th, 1930, the discovery of Pluto. Hello, Bueller? Bueller? You see, this is where my mind starts racing with dates and numbers right now because, yeah, was it William Hazel sees what he thinks is a comet when it turns out to be the planet Uranus. And then on the same day was the discovery of Pluto, but different year. Numbers, anyone? Numbers? And then March 13th, 2019, U.S. grounds all of the 737 MAX jets. You guys remember why? Yeah, apparently they didn't like to stay in the sky. So, yeah, let's ground all that. Yeah. And that was after the second crash. Yeah, it grounded all that. You guys remember that? They were such a prized piece of possession. Like everyone was so hyped up about these 737 Maxes, and yeah, apparently, what's his name with the wax wings? He flew too close to the sun. Yeah, that's what happened with those Max 737. And then birthdays, March 13th, 1950, William Macy. He's 75. You guys don't know who William Macy is? Go and watch this show. It's called Shameless. He was the dad in Shameless. And trust me, as soon as I watched the first episode of Shameless, I was addicted. I seen a little bit of myself in there, and if you guys go back, I'm probably sure that you guys probably feel a little bit of one of those characters. Really absolute shameless people. Shameless, yeah. I know. I lived that way once, but I see a little piece of myself in that show. And then March 13th, 1960, Adam Clayton. Yeah, he's the bassist for U2. He's 66 today. I thought he was older than that, to tell you the truth. The bassist, Adam Clayton. I thought he was older than that. And just a little final thing that popped up here in my newsfeed. Yeah, there's a new cancer drug that they're testing right now. It seems to be like 90% effective of putting everything into remission or just making it disappear altogether. Well, with what's happening in cancer research, why have we still not seen any like real significant changes in diabetes? Anyone? Bueller? Bueller? Anyone? Like pretty much since insulin, yeah, there's been other medications, blah, 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 but like it seems like diabetes has just been stonewall for the last like 40 years and just no progression in it at all. But yet we're coming up with new drugs to cure cancer and it's 90% effective. Yeah. And then you know how bad diabetes is? Yeah, it affects a lot of people in this world. And even people who don't have diabetes still have to deal with it on a daily basis. Trust me. But that's Friday's show. Friday the 13th. Started book one today. My new book. You guys. I really don't like the paper though. There's little metal fragments in there and you can feel it when you're writing. It's pretty crazy. And the pages are a little bit thinner. But it doesn't imprint on the back page as bad, which is interesting. But yeah, so I'll be back on Monday, you guys, 4 p.m. Central Time, and yeah, 30 minutes or less. Why? Because any news longer than that's probably just BS, anyways. So yeah, see you guys Monday. And then don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. I really need you guys' help here. I was so close to 1,000 subs, and YouTube did that purge, and it kind of set me back 168 subs when I was this close to 1,000. So, but anyways, I'm out of here. See you guys Monday. And if there's something I missed or something I messed up, please leave a comment. I love criticism. Like I'm not gonna sit there and do something stupid to myself because somebody like doesn't like the comments or something I have to say. I take everything with a grain of salt. Trust me, I'm not the person I used to be. But anyways, I'm out of here. See you guys on Monday.